some months later, which is not true. It's just
Some
it's
months
just like
later
a month.
is how I
It's
read
a
that.
month. This, for me, I know they weren't really doing this back then, but this would have been the best post-credit scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Annie is... This is everything that takes place after the season 2 finale. You got Annie at the hospital. They said Sheriff Truman brought her there, and we see her again looking like with the effects of what happened to her in the lodge, and she's wearing Caroline Earle's dress to make matters more confusing.
And the ring.
And she's wearing the ring. So really, she only had this ring on for like, I don't know how long it took to get to the hospital, but she didn't have it on very long.
Yeah. And what's that about?
I thought
Also,
it was pretty.
when she blanks out,
Yeah.
like where
Let's talk about that a little bit.
has she gone?
Let's talk about that
back?
a little bit. So the look on her face, that's still like that, just like stare. I mean, she entered the lodge kind of in that state anyway, because right when they were walking around to it, she suddenly gets into that trance. She was in that trance already before she went in.
Huh.
I think anyway.
So is this blank face indicating that she has gone back?
I don't know. I just
Or
think
I
she's
don't-
long gone, and I think she's just repeating the stuff that she said to Laura in there.
Can I super geek on you guys for just a second?
Please.
So, as mentioned in the trailer, Twin Peaks has been affecting pop culture and art since it's been around. And it has definitely been drawn from for multiple video games for many years. In the original Silent Hill, actually Zelda Link's Awakening is based off Twin Peaks. Like, just the idea that there is like haunted woods, like that's where they got that idea. But specifically for Silent Hill 1 on PlayStation 1, if you go to 25 seconds in this scene, you have a nurse over here on the right. And one of the characters in the original Silent Hill is Lisa Garland, who is dressed exactly like this nurse.
Of course.
And it's...
Which is crazy, because
Not
they
as,
wouldn't
scandalous.
have seen this scene before.
Right. But
That's crazy.
yeah, like it's
Love
it's super wild. Like, I know that they looked up what nurses wore, but it's too much of a coincidence, and it's too weird that they're identically styled.
Why does this nurse take the ring and put it on? And
She thought it was pretty, and she just
like
waited.
she gets that can't be it.
She puts it on and she goes to Silent Hill.
I disagree that she just stole a ring.
Why? That's exactly what happened. How can you disagree with
I know,
it
but, like-
when that's clearly what we see?
No, I disagree that she like is a thief that just takes jewelry from
Yeah.
patients. I feel like the ring
Why is that so far-fetched?
called her or something. Because when she puts it on, she like
Oh, because the way she
I don't know.
looks at
It's
it?
not that pretty. It's
Yeah,
a
but I'm
dumb
sure that-
ring.
I mean, we don't know what kind of powers this has. She could have been attracted to it for the reason you're saying, for something else, or maybe she was just attracted.
She's just a
to
petty
it.
thief.
Maybe she's got
I mean, she has poor taste.
jade taste.
She's jaded. Hey, jaded.
There's also
I'm the one
a
that jaded you.
there's also a little girl in Silent Hill 2 named Laura.
Paula Merrill.
Anything else about Little Annie Blackburn?
Absolutely not.
All right,
Get her out of here.
back to the Black Lodge.
Back to the Black Lodge.
We're back in. The arm says someone else has it now because they're looking. He's looking at the table and they notice the ring is
It's
gone.
the
It's the
nurse.
nurse. Yeah.
So you have to cut the scene with the nurse because this scene doesn't make sense without that.
Well, yeah, but also I'm sure he could also just be referring to Annie, because if they put it on Annie when she left, he might just be referring
Or-
to Annie.
Is that how she even got out?
Or that
Because Cooper didn't
when,
bring her out.
didn't Mike give a ring to Laura? Or something? He threw the ring in the train car?
Yeah, he gave it to her as a defense mechanism, and then she died.
And this is like a month later.
But is this is there
Or
only one
some
ring?
months later. I assume there's only one.
I feel
ring.
like somehow the armor would have had to have gotten a hold of the ring
But
after Mike tried to give it to her.
But it's Twin Peaks. There might be 2 rings.
I would say there's like at least 5 floating around.
Yeah.
Let me kick a scenario to you.
Yeah.
The nurse that takes the ring from Annie,
Right.
is she possibly a distant relative of Meriwether Lewis trying to get the ring back in the family?
I doubt it.
Fantastic.
All right.
Tyler.
All right.
That's fantastic.
But-
He shot it down. That's fine.
No,
But
but
it's been addressed.
this is Twin Peaks. Anything's possible.
Ruth is the one who found the time and place to be to access this other dimension.
So I'm just like, man, she clearly knew some shit.
Yeah, she.
That just added like a whole nother layer to this character we've never met. I was like, whoa.
It sounds like she did a lot of the legwork to
Yeah, yeah.
actually
Was this
get the info.
Annie in a witness protection program?
This theory.
This is new.
That is Tyler's bold prediction.
Was there ever any reference to Annie being any kind of librarian or?
No.
Okay,
I don't think so.
I was just making sure I didn't miss something that made you think that.
Did it mention that she liked to read?
Well,
to
the
him?
fact that she was, I feel like she had been to the,
To the nunnery bookstore.
yes. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I like that though. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would be wild. If
Like
that was
she
something
would
that came
know
up.
how, if she, like she knows how to get into the red room. Or
She's been there.
She's
She's
been,
been
there.
there. Yeah.
She's touched the other side.
And she can't, like she would know the a general location. So maybe she would know how to access other things.
Very possible. That is entirely possible.
And it was all in search of a ring.
Maybe Ruth is the
Because that damn nurse stole it
right.
from her.
Maybe Ruth Davenport is the nurse.
I don't like that.
So he says that that a prison guard gave him the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
She used to be a nurse.
Maybe. Twist.
Yeah.
What if?
My new theory is that nurse who took the ring from Annie is Judy.
Ooh.
What I like is that you always tie it back to that.
I love that.
Always going back to that nurse.
Loves that nurse.
It's such a big moment. It needs more.
It is.
I totally agree. Because,
I
like, where
agree
does it go
completely,
from
Tyler.
there, right?
Yeah.
Red
What's,
spot, scratch
what's her
Tyler's
deal?
audio.
Pisses me off.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
her deal? Nurse Judy.
I already dropped my theory about the
Nurse
nurse in an
Judy.
episode, and I was completely off base.
There are so many times that a character is introduced and thrown away.
One-offs
And yeah, one-offs that just
that don't return.
don't return, show up, come out of nowhere. And I mean from seasons 1 and 2 each have their own, and then the return has all their own.
A ton.
And this might be a bigger character dump than the original run of the show.
Yeah.
Because you have so many that are just on screen for a second, never heard from again.
Let's not forget the one-offs from the missing pieces, like the nurse. Her name is B. Roundtree.
Let's talk about B. Roundtree real quick.
Yeah. The biggest plot hole in all of Twin Peaks.
The nurse that got the ring.
The
Where-
nurse
Where did
got
that
the
nurse
ring.
go? Where did the ring go? And that's okay.
Star.
This is about to turn into a non-recap episode. 100%.
It's a precap.
And I'm gonna save it. Remind me of this.
Okay.
Okay.
It will be.
Remind me saying where did the ring go, and we'll get back to me.
It went around the tree.
I'm pretty the big old round tree.
Big old round
Is
tree.
that what the B stands for?
The B does stand for big ol'.
Big old round tree.
And I think this might have been covered in one of the books, and I just lost it because again, a ton of information.
So much.
But I have. So when
You have beef?
I got beef. No beef.
Beef round tree?
No beef. More of a just like what am I looking at? And let's come back to that in a different segment.
Come
later.
back to that
But remind
later.
me of this to come back to. Put a pin in it.
and then I'll
Yeah.
circle back to it.
Are you sure though? Because one time at the beginning of an episode of ours, you said, "Oh, I've got beef. We'll talk about it later." We never talked about it. I don't know what that.
That
was.
happens a lot.
I don't know what that
I
was.
still don't know what I was talking about.
I don't either.
I had beef.
Yeah, I had beef.
It must have gone. That
Okay.
beef must have gone away.
All right.